According to the Bible, fasting is one of the ways in which we can come before God. And since we are coming to this God, we want to know that when we come to him with fasting, it is acceptable fasting. It is in a way that he finds pleasing. In the book of Isaiah chapter 58, the Israelites come before God and they're crying, Lord, why are we fasting and you don't look like you're interested in what we're doing? And in that chapter, God goes on to tell them what they're doing wrong. And basically, if you read the chapter, God is telling the children of Israel, you're telling me that you're fasting, you're telling me that you're sacrificing food, you're saying no to food, but at the same time, you're oppressing one another. You're oppressing the vulnerable in the society. You're taking advantage of the needy, the poor, the orphans. And God is basically saying to them, if you're coming to me saying no to food before you say no to your selfish interests, that is not fasting. And I won't take that kind of fast. God is saying basically you can fast, and this is what was happening with the children of Israel. They were fasting, but it was not in a way that God wanted. Basically, they wasted their fasting. Imagine going without food, thinking that this will, for some reason, help you spiritually. And then before God, it is as if you never fasted. It didn't count. So the reason for sharing this is not to discourage anyone from fasting. No, it's required of us to fast. Actually, Christ said, when you fast. So he expected the disciples, the disciples, to fast. It's not whether we should, but when we should. And he gave us many ways in which to do fasting that pleases God. One of those ways is that we should ensure we fast privately in a way that we minimize those who know that we are fasting. If I'm fasting and I leave my face without being sinijipake mafuta, and then I try to tell people, I've been to the mountain, I've been fasting for you, I'm praying. Jesus said, there's no reward for you from heaven. So when I fast, I should ensure no one should know that I am fasting. I should look normal. But between me and God, I know I have said no to food. And then there are other things we can fast in this season, in this time. Fasting food, for some people, may not even be that hard. But there are other things that if you are told to fast, to put them aside for the sake of God, for the sake of our spiritual growth, you'll find them hard. For example, if you're to be asked to keep your phone, this phone that you're using, you keep it away for a day without looking at it, or fast from social media, or fast from some people, or fast from other things that normally you define your life by, you think you can do without. Maybe we should also try this type of fasting, where we are saying no, especially to screens, even as we do the food one. The food one should continue because it has its benefits. One of the benefits I like about that one is that it tells this body of mine there is more to life than food. And all I need to be alive is God's word. This body needs to be told that in a practical way, and that is what fasting does. So, as a brother, as a sister in the Lord, please fast. Make time to fast. I know there are many churches at the moment that are fasting. I've called for a corporate fast, and that is great. I pray that we don't end up becoming a church that is about tradition, that we just do this because it's part of the calendar. I pray that we will fast like the church in Antioch, and during our fasting, God will be speaking to us, saying, set aside for me Paul and Barnabas for the work I've called them to do. I believe that is possible. And if we are to redeem fasting, we have to read what God requires from us in terms of fasting. The first place to begin, if you want to know, please go to the Sermon on the Mount, what Jesus said, and then check out Isaiah 58. God bless you.